Before we go on and get Funky's take on this raggedy dusty bitch, people are...
Hello, it's your girl. Meet me in the middle today. We're unwinding from the middle with Azela Banks, y'all. Y'all know what it is. DC Young Fly called her ugly and she said she wasn't having it. So she regrouped with some feedback that's not so popular. So y'all come on and follow me and I'll meet you there. Let's see what it's all about.
In an Instagram story, Banks wrote, DC Young Fly spent years disguising his own deeply rooted hatred of self as jokes pointed at women's beauty. She continued, that Jackie O girl must have been so deeply insecure about herself, and the nerve of DC to call such a gorgeous woman as Azela Banks ugly on national television while a bunch of Black people laughed, and ironically, dead at 32, exactly on my 32nd birthday. You niggas are going to learn to stop fucking with me. Al, I'm going to go to you first. What do you think about this bird saying this about someone that just died?
Yo, listen, I got to be honest. You guys know I've defended her on this show before. In my mind, Azela Banks was the next Little Kim, the next Nicki Minaj, the next big rapper on the come up. But this made my skin crawl. This spiral that she's in just makes me feel so sorry for her. This has to be one of the lowest things I've seen her do in a long time. And not just her, this is probably one of the lowest things that I've seen any celebrity do in a long time. And speaking of karma, I don't think it's very wise to wish death on anyone. I just think that's low class. I think it's sad. And listen, if you believe that strongly in karma, you wouldn't be saying these things right now.
Real quick before we go on and get Funky's take on this raggedy dusty bitch, people are pointing out in the chat, Funky, that you did not do the hand movement, and they said don't get 5 days a week and get all brand new. They still want the hand movement. Please welcome Funky Dineva. You may commence to go in on Azela Banks. Please, what do you think about it?
Dog face ass heifer. Let me tell you something. Azalea is very insightful, right? I mean, she may have had something when she was talking about DC Young Fly's own internalized issues with the way he looks, but Azalea, you have the same issues. Take one to know one, because DC Young Fly's catchphrase is with your ugly ass. That's his catchphrase. You're not unique to the situation. He calls everyone that. And the fact that you took that to heart so bad suggests the fact that you battle with your own appearance. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like you don't deviate from what the media says is the standard of beauty in this country, because you do. And Azalea strikes me as the type of girl that the world has told her all her life that she was ugly, she was dark-skinned, she wasn't beautiful. And perhaps those things sting her a little more than they would sting other people. But mama, you showed up on a show that's completely centered around roasting people. And to think that you boiling cats and praying to God knows what or God knows who is the reason why this girl died is very flawed, in my opinion, because your career is also dead. And it would seem to me that you would use that same witchcraft to bring that career back into life, to bring yourself into favor with the masses, to bring yourself into some type of notoriety that's greater than you always beefing with somebody. This was a brand new low, and I want Azalea Banks to get some healing and some help.
I love what you said. I'm going to say this about Azalea Banks. Azalea Banks, I personally never thought you were ugly. I think you're actually take your personality out of things, and when you don't talk, I think you're actually a beautiful woman, like beautiful chocolate, and not beautiful for a chocolate woman. I just think she's a pretty girl. It's what you say and do that makes you an ugly, raggedy, dusty bitch. And I think you're confusing how the world has punished you as, they're not letting you in because you're not pretty. Or you don't think what you think they think pretty is. It's your personality. There's plenty of beautiful chocolate women that have made it. Plenty. And although we do have a problem in this country with colorism, we absolutely do. I'm not taking that away from you. You go beyond that. Mm-hmm. You because you are talented, you are insightful, you are smart, but your personality is also giving bird. And if you can't see how you have self-sabotaged yourself, like it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. They don't like me because of this, that, and the other. They ended up not liking you. Yes, you're right. but it's more really about your attitude. I really don't ever hear people saying anything about your complexion or your looks. I always hear people saying about your character. And while two things can be true at the same time, for sure, 1000%. But that show is a show on roasting. And you were talking shit before you were on that show. And then when you got on that show, they gave it to you. You don't go on that show until you're ready to give it as much as you gonna get it, like, and vice versa. You just can't. And you are shooting yourself in the foot. And to piggyback off the death of a woman who has 3 beautiful children and thinking that's some kind of payback for your beef with DC Young Fly when this woman had nothing to do with it, shame on you. Shame on you. And you're never going to have any level of success continuing with these whack ass antics because you're acting like the devil.
Okay, what is really going on? Is it Banks or is it DC Young Fly? Who needs to be at fault? You know, everybody has something to say. But anyway, I'm going to stay neutral on this because who knows? It's always 2 sides to each story. And if you will, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Did I say hit that notification bell? Beat that notification bell and make those awesome comments. Until next time, thanks for watching.